Hey y'all. Give some people some time to come on over here. This is a new page. So come on over. Okay, black on black, my eyes so black, I'm black, my skin is so black, I'm looking at black on black, my eyes so black, I'm black, my skin is so black, I'm looking all black, everything is black. It's black, it's black, it's black on black, it's black. Hey, black out the coop, hop out the roof when I run in the you. Dark black is the dark side of the moon. Won't be no truth, won't be no truth. And you get a roll in the all black suit. Couple white girls. Hey y'all. I ain't gonna keep y'all here long, but I want to jump in and make a quick video, okay, y'all? I had to write some notes. I know I've been out of here for a couple of months, it seems like, but I did want to jump back on here with you all. I have missed you all, and I have lots to share. So I am doing this video today to talk about everything and everyone is not your assignment, okay? Listen, y'all. Let me go and pull my notes up so I can give y'all all the tea. Well, I ain't gonna say it's tea, but give you all the motivation, right? And I don't mind sharing my own experience and my own information. What I will share though is that everything and everyone is not your assignment. A lot of times we get caught up in things that no longer belong to us, and or they don't belong to us at all, but we get caught up in these things because we don't know who we are and what we're setting out to do in life. And so when we start doing these things, we find ourselves in a habit of following what I like to call the shadows of other people. And rule number one is to discover who you are first, right? And I know we all are on this journey of just discovering who we are. So sometimes you do have to try out things, try new things, get yourself in new places around new people to find things that are more fitting for you. However, remember, everyone and everything is not your assignment. Yes, we do want to serve other people because that's what we're here to do in this world. What I am here to do in this world is designed to help someone else out in this world. What you're here to do in this world is designed to help someone else in this world, right? We all have a duty that we owe to other people in this world. But the duty that we owe to other people is to show up for ourselves. You show up for other people because that is a responsibility that you hold to yourself, that what you said you wanted to do or what you said you were going to do, you're going to do, and you do that. So understand the difference in when you're showing up for other people, that is your own duty, right? Your duty is to show up for yourself, which allows you to show up for other people. However, we cannot find ourselves in situations where we now become more for other people than we are for ourselves. You cannot be nothing or anything for anyone else that you are not for yourselves. And I just want to shed some light on some things that a lot of times what we do out here in life is we start doing things with other people and for other people because we're just natural givers. We do everything for everyone because that's just what we were kind of taught to do. That's who we were raised to be, is to give, take care of everyone else. However, a lot of times we lose ourselves on that journey, and a lot of times we don't even know that we've lost ourselves. And as I've been on my downtime these last few months, the biggest thing that I've had to learn is, who is Tia? Who is Tia Gray? Or if I want to get real deep on into this, who is Latia Gray? Right? Y'all, I am Coach Tia. I am the owner of Make a Definite Effect, and I am a radio personality as well for Made in the Dugout. So you can check us out every Thursday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time and 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And y'all, I just want to really dig in here with some people. Another thing that I want to call out, and this is like one of my favorite quotes from Dr. Dre, ain't nothing but a G thing. And when he says, if you catch me slipping when I slip, then I'm slipping. That is like a key statement that I hold myself accountable to, or what I use to hold myself accountable. And what that means to me is that slippers count, right? So what does get caught slipping look like? Getting caught slipping looks like getting caught up in doing everything for everybody and forgetting about self. Okay. How many times have, as a mother, right? Because sometimes we find ourselves doing things like trying to work and your kids want to interrupt. Yes, Zeri. Thank you. Okay. So we get caught up in being everything for everybody, and then we find ourselves slipping from the things that we said or we wanted to do for ourselves. So we'll do all these things for other people, and when the job is done, we feel like we have not completed anything. And why do we feel like we have not completed anything? Probably because we never completed the things that we wanted to do for ourselves. We never really got clear on the way that we wanted to go about things for ourselves. And that is a challenge for a lot of people. And so I just want to tell you all, believe the hype, but don't get caught up in the hype. And so let me just kind of break that down, right? Because the hype is so sweet, right? And to be more technical, to use the word hype as a noun, right? That is an intensive publicity or promotion or publication of something, right? You really want to hype it up and like, hey, this is what I got going on. This is this is what I'm doing, X, Y, and Z. But the action of being hype or getting hype is to exaggerate, right? Or it's often exaggerated. It's when you start to exaggerate things. And that's when you can start to get caught up. So you can believe the hype, absolutely. The things that you see or you hear that are beneficial for you, believe the hype. However, know what you want to do once you get there, right? Like, know what your goal is. What are your plans? What am I doing this for? Am I doing this to just kind of figure things out? And if so, absolutely, that is fine. But know what you want to figure out and identify the things that do belong to you while you are in the thick of the hype or while you out here hyping it up, because we all get hyped every now and then. But we do not have to exaggerate it, and we do not have to get lost in the exaggerations, right? I'll give you an example. We can be talking to someone, and what are the key things when you're like, okay, maybe they kind of capping, maybe they are kind of doing a little too much, right? Or maybe they're exaggerating these things, right? It's the same thing. You don't have to get caught up in the hype. When you notice those things in real life, notice those things in your business and the way that you connect with other people. Are you getting caught up in the hype? All right. And then I want to let you know that it is okay to have a moment. It's okay to cry. It's okay to cuss. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be happy. It's okay to feel whatever you feel. However, let's really, really sit with those things when we're in those moments, right? Like I said, these last few months, I've just kind of been in my own space. And my own space it looks a lot like me discovering, who am I? What am I wanting to do? What am I setting out to do? Who do I see myself becoming in the next few years? Right? And it's so hard for some of us to look out some years and say, oh, yeah, that's exactly who I'm going to be. And those things are hard because we don't know who we are right now. We don't remember when we lost ourselves. And a lot of times we lose who we are as a kid. And so you have to do a lot of time traveling, right? You have to do a lot of back traveling and you have to do a lot of future and forward traveling. And so when we look back to when we were a kid, what are the things that brought you joy as a kid that you just no longer do, that you're like, I don't even know when I stopped liking those things. I don't know when I stopped doing the things that I love to do. And so when you're in these moments, I want you to really, really identify what are the things that are coming up that's causing you to be in this place of a funk or a place of stillness, a place of just not understanding where you're going and what you're wanting to do. And what I've been having to do in these last few months is understand what is really coming up for me, right? And a lot of times we feel like, oh, well, maybe I'm lying about who I am, or is this really me? Do I really enjoy these things? Are you a person that when you get in a crowd of people, you can still feel alone? And if not, I'm going to raise my hand because I am. You can put me in a room full of people and I can still feel like I'm the only person there, right? And I know I'm not the only one that feels that way. And so when we're in these places, what are the things that we're thinking about? How are we identifying these things that we can call them out and fix them? Or we can call them out and heal them? All these things have to happen. And so when we're in these places, what I've noticed about myself is the habits that change, right? We get into these good places and we have great habits. Our habits are absolutely fine, right? Like in the summertime, my habits were on point. You do your exercises, you plan, you schedule, you take time out for the kids, take time out for yourselves. And then something happens in life and everything changes. And you're like, okay, I don't know what day it is. I'm like so frustrated with these kids. I am frustrated with myself. I don't know. And I'm just like, ah. So we want to identify those things that are coming up so we can start getting back to who we were. And the main thing is you want to get back to love, right? Get back to a loving space. But like I said before, you cannot be for other people what you are not for yourself. So how can I truly say I am showing genuine love outwardly to other people if I'm here having a whole moment with myself and not showing myself any love? So we want to really, really think about what are the things that we're doing? What are the habits that we're creating when we are lost in these moments? Because some of the habits that I realize is, oh, okay, now I'm overeating. So this is what some people call stress eating. And then there was a moment where I was not eating at all, which is also stress. And what I want to bring up about the word stress, stress will bring things out of your body, literally, that you may have forgotten about, that you feel like, oh, well, this doesn't really affect me anymore. And it does when it comes back into play when you start to become stressed, right? Like I'm sitting here looking at this pimple on my face and it's been there for a couple of weeks, right? I've been doing face scrubs, doing all these things, but my body is reacting to the stress that I've been taking on. And because I've been taking on this stress and I have not been healing the things that come up when I've been stressed, now my body is letting me know, like, you're stressed. And because you don't want to acknowledge it, let me put a pimple on your face. Or, hey, let me make your back hurt a little bit more. Or let me jump in here and have you thinking all these negative thoughts, right? Y'all, if you have not, reach out and get some help. That's the first step to healing these things, is getting help and being okay with asking for help. So I signed up for my first therapy course, and it was so good to have a conversation with my therapist for her to identify the dual citizenship that a lot of us have. And what that means is that some of us, or a lot of us, mainly all of us, have a moment or we have this personality where we have the negative mindset and the angel mindset. And we see these things on TV or movies where you have the devil and the angel. First, let me just say this, and this is my own personal opinion. I believe it to be a fact. but we're not going to go there. But the devil and the angel that we see on the shoulders are always created in this one place, in our own head. So if we're recognizing all of these negative things in life, how are we calling them out and identifying why are we doing these things? And then we have all these good thoughts where like the angel and they're whispering like, do the right thing, do this will work for you. But we don't know what to do. And that's that dual citizenship that's living in this one body, right? And so we don't know what to believe about ourselves. Like, okay, this is what this devil is saying over here. It's reminding me, oh, you remember when you failed at this? You remember that someone told you that you wasn't good at this, that you were just kind of half-assing it, and you were not all of that. You know, these things come into play, but then you have that angel that comes in and say, no, do you remember the time that you did accomplish these things? Do you know how hard you have really been working? Do you know that people actually are looking up to you? But you don't want to believe those things about yourself. And a lot of times those things happen when we have got caught up in this rat race, or like I want to call it, the rat chase. We are out here chasing any and everything. We're chasing money, we're chasing love, we're chasing friends, we're chasing acknowledgement, we're chasing someone to receive us. And the whole time, guess what? We have not been able to receive ourselves. We have not been able to financially put ourselves in a better financial state of mind. We have not been able to understand what love is for ourselves. So how are we doing these things and we are trying to assist and show other people the things that we cannot do for ourselves? We all have to seek help, right? And that takes me to the, my next point is, what do you remember about the times when you were at your best? When were you at your best? What were you doing at your best? We don't remember these things because it's a fog. It's a fog of blockage that we just can't seem to see past because it's just overwhelming. We are doing way too much. Why? Because someone once said, girl, keep doing it. You got it. You can do this. You can do that. You can do this. You can do that. And you overload your plate and you're like, okay, I have no balance. I don't know what is going on. I'm just in over my head, right? And so we have to start getting back to, okay, what was I doing? Okay, I was planning better. How can I start back planning again? How can I plan? How can I make an exit strategy for taking things off of my plate? What no longer belongs to me or what needs to wait for a later time? Right? How can we start doing that for ourselves? See, me here as a person, my job as a coach is to not tell anyone what to do with their life and how to do it with their life. We can give suggestions all day long, tips, tricks, all of these things. However, you can only do what you can do for you. No one can do anything for you, again, that you are not willing to do for yourself. Your car is broke down on the side of the road. More than likely, no one's going to get us pull over to help you push your car unless they see you already out pushing your own car. So we have to start doing some of the work ourselves. And when I say some of the work, majority of the work, mainly all of the work. However, you do want to get help along the way because sometimes there's things that we are not comfortable with identifying that we may need assistance with to bring these things out. And what happens in life, we kind of get it in these cycles and we're like, okay, this kind of comes up, but I'm not going to talk about this because that's just one demon I'm just not ready to face. And I'm just not going to face it. However, again, you get caught up in life and that demon comes right back there and it's telling you, I want to be addressed. I want to be acknowledged. I want to be received. This is what the demon is saying to us. But is it really a demon or is it an old version of ourselves who was once told that we were not this, we were not good at that, we could not be this, and that now it's showing up as a demon, right? It's showing up as in you never accepted me, and that's what we're saying to ourselves. We have a lot of negative self-talk that we have to start to uncover, and the only way we will uncover those things is if we start to acknowledge those things, right? So the next question I want to ask you is, what's stopping you? What is stopping you from getting back to your best self? What is stopping you to getting back to the best version of yourself? Right? We got all these things going on. Okay, we need a little love. Let's start with self love. How can I love on me today? Right? The first thing I want to do to love on me today, I want to thank my big toes. My big toes have supported me for all of my life since I've been able to walk, crawl, and everything else. But we forget about the small things that we have to be grateful for. I want to thank my mind for even keeping me halfway sane when I feel like everything is going crazy. I want to thank my heart for still pumping blood to my body that I can function. I want to thank my immune system for being strong enough to alert me when my body is malfunctioning or it's not operating at its best. I want to thank my immune system for helping me recover and clean up those things. So when these things start to show up in our body and in our reality, we're able to fix them and heal them. And then I want to tell you, I want to also offer some ways that we can, these are some ways that we can pick up the pieces. So these are the things that I'm offering to you. How can you pick up the pieces? Let's start with 3 things that we can do this week to pick up our pieces when we have become overwhelmed with everything in life. Let's get back on track to what is the schedule for us and our family, because we can plan a schedule for ourselves, but it also becomes overwhelming when we realize that we have other obligations such as family. So we want to get to planning, and we want to include family in this planning so we can operate at our best and show up every way we can. But first things first, what do we need to do for self? So the first thing I want to do is pick up the pieces to me. What do I need for myself? I need to find some self-care regimens that can help me. So I want to take a nice long soak. I want to soak in the tub for at least an hour, 30 minutes or whatever. I want to light some candles, or maybe I want to go for a walk. You know what else has been working for me? Writing. Writing out all the gunk. And these things show up in what we call morning pages. And I'm doing a process right now with a good friend of mine, a mentor, Sister Tanya. She is doing the Artist Way project. And I'm telling y'all, to be able to brain dump in the morning, get all of that gunk out of you, you realize how much better you feel throughout the day after you've gotten the gunk out. Think about when you call a friend and you just want to vent. It's very much so the same way. You get all the gunk out and then you're like, oh, okay, I feel better now. I just need to get that off my chest. Same way, every day, wake up and get something off of your chest that's been sitting there. Identify the things that's coming up when you're sitting in these dark places. What are the things that's telling you, no, you cannot do this? No, you're not good at this. And this is what keeps us from being resilient. This is what keeps us from turning our test into a testimony. Write those things out, identify your own problems, and do the work for yourself. Set a plan for yourself that can get you back on track. Y'all, I have just recently launched a book. It is I'm a Woman Empowered with a few other women. And that book is so amazing to talk about stories of women who lost themselves, who went through some extreme traumatic situations, and how they overcame them, how they overcame those things that just became overwhelming, that just kind of put a big blockage over them, and they just couldn't see a way forward. And for me, for my section, I lay out a whole playbook for you to go in and say, these are things that I can do. Check out my book, y'all. Visit the link. It's my link tree, which is linktr.ee backslash made LLC. And check out that book, y'all. The playbook is designed to teach you who are your top 5. You are the sum of your top 5 friends. It's very much so like any sport. Who are your starting 5? Who do you have on your team? What are they doing? What are the influences that you're picking up? What are you spending your time on every day? That's another thing that we can do this week. Identify one thing that you can eliminate from your week that will allow you to give yourself more time. If that means, okay, I've watched TV for an hour, let me cut it down to 30 minutes. And I'm going to give myself 30 minutes to watch TV, 30 minutes for myself. And you do whatever makes you feel happy, not what anyone else wants to do for you to make you feel happy, not what someone else tells you will make you happy. Do what truly makes you happy. If you like to dance, get up and dance. Just dance by yourself, dance in the mirror, sing, whatever makes you happy. Get out and do those things. Also, if you have not checked out my radio station, it airs every Thursday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Thursday, we talk about everything on this show. We bring in other people who can motivate you, can give you other things that you may not even have known that could be beneficial to you. For some people, they're like, you know what, I just want to buy a ticket and travel, but I don't know how. And so you can tune into the radio station or tune into my YouTube or my other business page, my personal page, and you can find more ways and more things that people are doing that can make these things so much easier for you. Did you know traveling does not have to be expensive? Did you know that you can take a moment for yourself in the same amount of money that you will spend doing something that someone else is telling you, oh, you should do this? You can take that same money and apply those things to yourselves. It takes absolutely nothing. It's free to go out for a walk by yourself and have uninterrupted time. It is free to set a do not disturb on your phone where no one can access you at a set time. Why? Because that is your time. For me personally, I have my phone set on do not disturb from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. That's my me time. So anything within those time frames should be an emergency if I'm having to have a conversation, or it's basically because I want to do so. But the main thing is first, I have to take time for myself. So, y'all, again, I'm not going to be here long. I just wanted to jump in here, give some quick tips, some things that people can do to not get caught up in this rat race, to believe the hype and not get caught up in the hype, and understand that everything and everyone is not your assignment. There's no leaves on the tree right now, but I guarantee you in a couple of months, those trees will have the most beautiful flowers, fruit, everything you can think of. The leaves will be so pretty on those trees when they come back. Why? Because those things happen in life, and it's the same thing in the human life. Trees are living things the same way we are. Last thing I don't want you to forget is that you are human. Sometimes we forget that we are human. We think we become superhumans and some kind of superhero. We want to save everyone and everything, and that's just not our task. Listen, you can save more people by saving one person. So the first person you want to save is save yourself. Save yourself so you can save someone else. I am Coach Tia. If you if you want to learn more about ways to recover yourself, stay tuned. I will be launching a coaching class, a coaching course very soon. It is the My Recovery Initiative, and I would love for you all to join me to take a deeper look into yourself and how you can become the best version of yourself and get back to love. That's all I have, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Share this with a friend. Let a friend know where they can go and get some help. If you have a friend that is just saying they are struggling, they're overwhelmed, invite them here to listen to this video. Invite them out to tune into more things that we have to offer here with Coach Tia at my Make a Definite Effect page. Y'all check out all the videos. Go to YouTube and check out some of the videos that we launched about the glow up before you blow up challenge. That, oh my gosh, I'm even having to go back and rewatch some of my own videos. And that's another tip for some of you. Go back and look at some of the things that you've already done that you did well, and see how you can enhance that and do it again. Because the more you do for yourself and you do it well, the more confident you will become at doing more for yourself, the more confident you will become at showing up for yourself. So my tip for today is show up for yourself. Don't get caught up in the rat race, and know that everything and everyone is not your assignment. Love you all.